Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really hidden, almost silent mystery. Why the incredibly beautiful, colorful birds you absolutely love might have suddenly just vanished from your backyard. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about, right? You look out the window expecting to see those vibrant, attractive little bodies darting around, but instead, it's just completely quiet.
So let's dive into this right away. You haven't changed the feeder, the water is sitting right there, and yet those stunning cardinals and bright finches are just gone. What gives? Well, they didn't just leave randomly. Something in your yard communicated to them that it was time to pack up and leave. And honestly, it's usually something we humans do without even a second thought.
To truly understand why, we need a complete perspective shift. We're going to cover 5 key areas today. Through a bird's eyes, the threat assessment, rethinking food and water, the perfect untidy habitat, and building a lasting relationship.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Through a Bird's Eyes, Seeing Beyond the Sterile Lawn.
There is this massive disconnect between our human aesthetics and actual bird safety. What looks perfectly manicured and highly attractive to our human eyes is actually a terrifying, exposed trap for a bird's vulnerable body. We naturally put feeders where we can see them easily from our kitchen windows. But if a feeder is just sitting out in the middle of a wide-open lawn with no cover for 30 feet, a bird literally feels like a sitting duck. They're completely exposed to danger.
Which brings us right to Section 2, the Threat Assessment, Safety over Scenery.
Before those beautiful wings even touch down, that bird is calculating risks in real time. According to Cornell lab research, these little guys need to be within 10 to 12 feet of dense shrubs or tree cover. They absolutely have to be able to instantly flee into safety from overhead threats like hawks. But it's a delicate balance, because they also can't have the cover so close that a ground predator can hide directly underneath and ambush them.
And speaking of ground predators, brace yourself for this staggering number. The American Bird Conservancy estimates that between 1.3 and 4 billion, yes, billion with a B, birds are killed annually by free-ranging domestic cats right here in the U.S. It's a massive, massive physical threat to the wildlife trying to survive in our neighborhoods. But it's actually not just about direct physical attacks. Check out this fascinating concept called landscape of fear mapping. Even if a beautiful, stealthy neighborhood cat is just stalking around out of pure instinct rather than hunger, birds map out that terror. Through frantic alarm calls and avoidance behaviors, word spreads like wildfire. They will entirely avoid your yard if it even smells like a predator, long after the cat's physical body has gone back inside.
All right, moving on to Section 3, Rethinking Food and Water, to fuel those vibrant colors.
So, we humans have a habit of buying what looks good to us. The cheap, visually colorful seed mixes sold in stores are actually basically useless filler for the birds you really want to attract. The Cornell Lab's Project Feeder Watch showed that budget mixes packed with milo and red millet just get tossed straight to the ground by birds like cardinals. If you switch to black oil sunflower or safflower seed, you're providing the real, dense nutrition their bodies crave. And trust me, that brings them back within days.
But here is a crucial point. The food must be safe. If you see multiple birds with fluffed-up feathers, extreme lethargy, or eye discharge, it usually means a dirty feeder is silently sickening their beautiful bodies. Wet seed breeds a fatal fungal pathogen causing aspergillosis, and honestly, there's no cure for that. You absolutely must clean your feeder with a 9-to-1 water-to-vinegar solution every 2 weeks, or even more often when it's humid.
And don't forget the water. Proper bird bath maintenance is essential because birds literally have to bathe regularly to maintain the structural integrity of their feathers. That's what regulates their temperature, keeps those colors looking incredibly bright, and allows them to fly. Stagnant water just breeds bacteria and mosquitoes. But if you follow these simple steps, empty it, clean it, refill it, and add a dripper to keep the water moving, the visible light reflecting off the ripples and the sound of the splashes will actively draw birds directly out of the sky.
Let's jump to Section 4, the perfect untidy habitat, embracing natural beauty. The National Wildlife Federation lays out 4 incredibly simple rules for official habitats. You need food sources, fresh water, cover for safety, and places to raise young. The problem is, while our human culture highly values a perfectly clipped, tidy lawn without a single dead branch in sight, that type of environment typically fails 3 of these 4 essential rules. It basically creates a total food desert for these animals.
Here is the real truth.
Those quote-unquote ugly dead leaves are actually a vibrant, living food source absolutely packed with insects and larvae. On the flip side, an attractive but pesticide-treated lawn literally starves baby birds. Research published in Science found that even sublethal exposure to neonicotinoid pesticides causes birds to lose significant body weight and miss their crucial breeding windows. If you eliminate the insects to make your yard look perfect, you eliminate the very food source that 96% of North American landbirds rely on to raise their young.
And finally, Section 5, building a lasting relationship, the ultimate connection.
You might not realize this, but these wild animals are actually evaluating you. They learn your predictable routines. University of Washington studies have demonstrated that birds like crows and chickadees actually recognize individual human faces. How wild is that? They watch your human body move through the yard, they monitor your noise levels, and they are actively choosing you. A cardinal might not recognize your exact facial features, but its brain remembers that your spatial location and your quiet, consistent routines equal safety for its body.
But when unpredictable noise, sudden jerky movements, or empty feeders start to erode that trust, a really powerful reality sets in. You didn't just lose a bird, you lost a relationship you didn't even know you were building. That trust fades quietly, visit by visit, until you're just left looking out at an empty yard.
Because here's the thing, the birds that visit your yard aren't just there by accident. They survey everything available to them, they calculate the risks, and they actively make a choice to trust you. So armed with this whole new perspective, now that you can see exactly what keeps their beautiful bodies safe and nourished, what small change will you make today to invite the vibrant beauty of nature back into your life? Which familiar, colorful face will you welcome back to your yard tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I truly